we call you, it's going to be from a restricted or blocked number.
I answer everything
Okay,
because
so
I do
just-
all my
just know
mother's.
that. I'll make sure that Deputy James calls you today with that that case number for us, the report number. I'm sorry.
Right.
The report number. We're going to refer you back. It's a little out of our wheelhouse to say.
Oh, I understand.
Give it to them or else.
But you understand that according to him, by everything he told you, once I paid that fee out here, that other material is mine.
That part I didn't hear. What I heard was...
Well, that's why I had him stamp that.
What I heard was that once you took care of this, they would start on what you did. Was it Monday?
Yep.
Okay.
So, and like I said, I do need to amend that before you take that for you. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to amend it because
I don't know what you
most of
Just
those,
wanna step over here for just a minute.
records, I'm going to come up here and inspect. I'm not going to take possession. I'm going to do an inspection of it.
Okay.
I'm legally allowed to do that.
And that's fine.
Okay.
But I don't even know what you're for.
Well,
and if there's any charge in advance that we need to fulfill,
there's
your
no
request,
charge in advance for that, Dakota.
I don't know what you're for your request.
Okay.
So I'll have to look at it, and then we can go from there.
Well,
so, like I said, if there is a charge in advance, you would have to pay for that before we can fulfill your
well, I'm going to make something clear to you, okay? Up until all this shit started with McRae, I actually thought you were a pretty good officer. I really did.
I understand. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. Hey, a lot of people thought I was this good person and this and that until they got arrested, and now I'm just a bad guy.
Well,
so, I understand. It happens
when
all
you
the
don't
time,
follow the law, Dakota, and when you pull things like you pulled with hauling people around and not taking them directly to the jail, that is a violation of your policy, correct?
It's not. I've already told you.
That's not a violation of your policy? I'd like to ask the mayor that real quick.
We probably don't even have a policy. So.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's policies. You don't have to have policies. Just like you don't have to have body cameras. It's not against the law. Okay, it's a policy. Okay, if we didn't have a policy on it, I wouldn't even have to have one. But not only does it protect
it's
you,
state
it also
law
protects
now.
me.
It's state law
now. It hasn't
now.
been passed yet.
Okay.
They did present the bill, but it hasn't been passed yet.
You realize when that passes, all you shady characters are done.
There's nothing to be shady about it. Of course, if you're shady, then you're done, because that means
Dakota,
you got stuff to hide.
Let me explain something, okay? My mother is 77 years old, okay? And she always thought the police were really good folks until they went to fuck with my little brother over in Ball Knob for shit where he really didn't do nothing wrong, okay? And then she moves down here with me and she sees what I'm going through with you guys and how you failed to do your duty and you failed to do your job. And then she watches so many other officers on TV all the time that are doing shit wrong.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Oh, it happens all the
I'm not
time.
saying-
The corruption, that's the point, Dakota, is the corruption within the law enforcement right now is so bad that this whole country is on a hair trigger. Nobody trusts the government anymore.
And that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. That's your receipt, okay?
Okay.
Throw that one in there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna slide in there. But just like when, I'm gonna address something in that affidavit real quick, okay? Charles in that affidavit,
That has nothing to do
but I
with
want to state something about that, okay? Charles stated in that affidavit that I accused him of stealing gravel, correct? You read the affidavit, right?
did.
You didn't even read the
No,
affidavit?
it's not me.
Oh my God.
If
Okay.
somebody fills them out, she hands them to the court clerk.
Let
the
me
court clerk
request.
sends it to the prosecutor.
Let me
The prosecutor
request.
signs it, and if the judge feels that is enough, the judge signs it.
Let
If the judge didn't sign it, then you would never have a warrant.
Let me request that you review that affidavit, okay?
Okay.
Because Charles is complaining about me videotaping from my porch, okay, and posting it to YouTube.
Okay.
He made the allegation that when they put the gravel down there in his driveway, you remember that? And they used the city backhoe to spread it.
I guess I wasn't here for
Well, you were here, Dakota, because you told me at that time, you said, Jack, it is not illegal for them to use city equipment to spread gravel in his driveway. It is no different than if they come down and did it in your driveway, his driveway, whoever. And let me finish here. I made it very clear to you, Dakota, that was a violation of Arkansas state law. Okay? He also complained about me videotaping him mowing. Okay? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was
you
out.
called the sheriff's department. They come down. They investigated it.
Listen.
It wasn't even the city's mower.
But
Jack.
he was,
That's what I'm
he was.
telling
It was
you.
during city business hours, and he was mowing his
Okay.
property, which he's a city employee.
It doesn't
He was
matter,
mowing
Jack.
Miss Billy's property, which is a city employee. That is a crime. You don't
You don't
understand
even-
that.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
I
You're
know you're
entitled to
not
your
because I'm
opinion.
right.
Okay, well, you're entitled to your
But me being charged for what is a constitutionally protected activity is against the law. You understand that, correct?
Okay, Jack.
Do you understand that?
I hear you.
I'm asking if you
I understand
understand.
what you're saying. I understand.
Okay, you have a good day now.
Hey, just a minute.
I
So-
appreciate your
Oh,
time.
listen, Deputy James is going to call you here in just a little bit once he gets that report number up.
Okay.
So he's going to tell you, just get a pen and paper handy real quick.
I've got it
And
written
then, okay, and then you just write it down and just come up next week. I'm going to say Wednesday, Thursday, and you can come up and get a copy of it. I don't think we charge.
Well,
I think you'll be okay.
Eh,
If they do,
well, I'll
I'll tell
pay.
you what, I'm working next Wednesday and Thursday, so if they do, ask for Sergeant Jerry. I'll go get the copy and I'll bring it to you, okay?
you're the man.
Okay, hey, I got to ask you.
You know how good
Just
it
a minute. I'll ask you. You can keep recording. I don't care. I got to ask you. What's your YouTube page? I want to check it out.
River Cat, K-A-T,
River Cat.
speaks
River Cats. Let me write it down. I want
Yeah.
to check the page out.
at yahoo.com.
Now, are you? It's on
Or,
YouTube.
River Cat speaks on YouTube. You don't need the Yahoo thing. Just River,
K-A-T.
yep, speaks. Because I've documented every bit of this.
Yeah, I hear you.
And
Small towns, Mr. Moore. You've
I
been
know.
here. How long you been here?
I bought a property here approximately 12 years ago.
Okay,
Just
so you've been
recently
around
painted.
enough,
I've
long
been
enough
here.
to know how small towns work.
I've been here long enough to deal with the corruption of Bob, our old mayor, which was much
Well,
worse.
I don't know.
Much-
I try to stay
well,
out of that a little bit.
He was
What's
much
him?
worse than Joel.
Okay.
But the city here, as you can tell by talking to them, they don't keep real up to date on the laws.
You ever thought about running for mayor?
I'm a convicted felon.
Ah, shit.
They won't let me. And see, I had 2 convictions in 1991, one for a hot check and one for a pager. You remember pagers back in the day?
I'm old enough to remember pages.
You remember Ozark Mobile in Searcy way back in the day? Is the only place
Yep.
in the whole area you could get a pager.
Yep.
Everybody had to have one for business when it got one. When
Yeah,
you-
but see, that's not
but
a what they call more or less a hardened felony. It's not
it's-
like a,
I have no hard felonies.
okay, so I'm not sure that. Have you looked into that to see if you can?
I have not.
You might want to look
But
into that.
the citizens right now of McRae are begging me to run for mayor.
Maybe you should.
And, but, brother, normally I work making over 100 grand a year.
Wow.
If I wasn't taking care of my mom,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be here. It would be like normal.
Listen,
my water.
I don't want to get into anything HIPAA or anything like that. Is your mom going to be okay? Is there any way they can get an appointment sooner than next year?
I have no idea, brother. And to be honest about it, fucking with me is one thing. Okay? When you go to fucking with my mama,
Yeah, I get you.
You're
That's like
playing
messing
with-
with my daughter or my grandson.
thank you.
Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And I can't control what goes on here. We can step in and help you because we have the jurisdiction throughout. But again, sometimes our hands are tied more
I understand.
under that because it's just like what you wanted today. That's up to the prosecutor. I have no problem with that.
If the prosecutor refuses to do her job when it's this well documented,
Mhm.
that's a clear case or clear cut
got
case
every right
of
to keep
dereliction
on.
of duty.
You
I
have
will
every
take it
right
to
to
the
do
hill.
that. There you
And that's
go.
what they don't like. They say they give me an answer and I don't like, and I will be combative with them. But if you tell me something's that I know is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to go and say, okay, here's the right information. I'm going to bring it back to you.
Right.
And that's the problem here. Joel has lied to me on so many occasions. I was up here at a city council meeting, okay? I went up here to film, which you know you're allowed to do,
Yeah.
okay?
It's
Well-
unless they post it
They can't
or
even stop me. They can't
or
stop me.
unless you're doing it without their knowledge.
They can't even stop me then.
You might know more about that than me, but that's just what I've been told. So I
Well,
don't know.
here's the thing. I went up here to a city council meeting. I brought my cameras and everything, and I
They
said,
do them right in here.
no, they do them out here at the community building. It's April 15th. If you want to see something that's going to be amazing as a I assume you're a constitutionalist.
Well, sure.
Well, sure.
From
me too.
America.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
I wouldn't read the Constitution.
And I went up there with my cameras to film. Joel immediately walked back to me, okay? He's all the way,
This is the mayor.
the mayor. I'm back in the back of the room setting up my stuff, okay? He adjourns a city water meeting, which I'm there. They didn't tell me it was early. That's why I was there, was the water meeting. And then the following city council meeting. Nobody told everybody that the water meeting was early because they wanted to hide everything before the city council meeting. So I showed up a half hour early. A meeting's going on. I walk in, I start setting up cameras. They don't know I got my camera in my pocket, recording everything, okay? As soon as I walk in, damn it.
You okay?
Oh, I got a sense of balance like a mountain
Okay,
goat,
well, I
brother.
guess you do.
They immediately adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Then, I'm not going to be aggressive with you, okay? Not at all. But Joel leaves the podium and comes up to me like this. God damn it, Jack. You called me a this and that. Or he said, what was it he said? You can call me a liar. You can call me an asshole. You can call me a sumbitch, whatever you want to call me. But if you call me a fucking liar, you better call me to my face. And I stepped away from him and I said, Joel, I have proven you a liar on video. And then the other city council member, which was up here, plus a member of the, one of the guys that was sitting out here, it's with, somehow involved with the city, he runs up and grabs me by my arm like this and goes twisting me and trying to get me to leave. Exactly. But there's never been any charges pressed. One of the city council members, if you go back through my YouTube page far enough, you will see a city council member threaten me on film, and I ask him, "Sir, is that a threat?" And he goes, "Yes, it is." And they won't do
That's where
nothing.
you got to call us and stay away from here. Now, you know you can also contact state police with this, right?
I'm already in there.
Okay, yeah.
Dakota said that the other day he had called the county, he had called state police and FBI, and what he was doing was right. Now, do you know who Jim Wooten is? A rep?
I've never met him.
He's our local rep.
The state assembly?
State
Okay.
assembly, okay? He is the one that is now helping me push everything through the
Good
state
deal.
police
Okay.
and with the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
So you can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth unless it's verified. If you verify it, believe it.
All right, Mr. Moore. Well, I hope your mom, there you go. Hope your mom gets feeling better. If you need anything else, you call us. Deputy James is going to call you later with that report number. You can come on up and pick it up. It's going to be under information, and we're going to list everything that you have that you wanted to put in that narrative. I told him that I would go over it to make sure it was accurate to what you wanted. Okay.
Thank you,
and if
sir.
it needs to be changed, don't hesitate to holler at us, and we'll change it back. That's your report, so we'll do what you got.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
All right,
it.
Mr. Moore.
Okay, guys. Now, I can't wait to post this video. This is going to be fire because even the county cop knows what's happening, guys. He knows what's up. But we are going to see charges pressed against these individuals. They like it or they don't. I don't really give a damn. Oh, what a beautiful day to be in the neighborhood. Parking like it right on along. Don't give a damn. Yeah, see, that's the deal, guys. They thought that I couldn't do what I did. They thought I couldn't bond out of jail. Oh, anyway, we're going to end this right now.